Welcome back to my views and news. Four news stories. Main news story is from an area disputed between Tigray and the Amhara regions, and reportedly 2 days ago there was fighting between Tigray fighters and Fano fighters, local militia members in this area. How many were injured? How many were killed? What is the reason behind this new escalation? Is it a large escalation between Tigray and Amhara fighters? Secondly, viewers, second news story is about arrests of some bishops. While Tigray Orthodox Church is going to appoint bishops in coming days. On Sunday, I think, the Tigray Orthodox Church will make appointments of bishops. Before that, some Orthodox Church leaders who are arriving in Ethiopia to attend this Tigray Orthodox Church meeting in Aksum are being arrested. One arrest confirmed so far. Who arrested this Orthodox Church father? Where was he arrested? Thirdly, viewers, Gondar. Kidnapping for ransom. A foreign citizen has been kidnapped in Gondar. Ransom is being demanded. And lastly, Sudan. Two news stories from Sudan. First, evidence of the use of drones by Sudanese Air Force. Video is being shared since yesterday. Does this video indicate that Turkish TB2 drones are already being used by Sudanese military? And secondly, UK has joined the US in imposing sanctions on Sudanese warring parties. 6 companies of Sudanese military and rapid support forces have been put under sanctions by the UK. Firstly, viewers, Tigray, Amhara, a confrontation. We know that the two regions are locked in a dispute over their borders, over territories. Disputed territories are Volkait, Western Tigray, Raya, Southern Tigray. Salamti too. Salamti was under large parts of Salamti were under Tigray forces. Then they had to retreat from Salamti. Now Salamti may Sabri under Amhara forces. If you remember, this week I reported that some convoys had been seen leaving Shire. They were seen moving towards Salamti, and the convoys were protected by Ethiopian National Defense Force. The movement of convoys started after a meeting was held in Shire. Meeting attended by Debretsion Gabriel Mikhail, Manjarino, LM Gabriel Wahid and others. Were the convoys carrying aid? Because it was said that Tigray government announced to supply aid to the people of Tigray from its own budget for 1 month. Because food and supplies have been suspended by USAID and World Food Programme to the people of Tigray and to entire Ethiopia. But why was there a need for so tight security when these convoys were seen moving from Shire towards Salamti? Now, it is being confirmed that the convoys were stopped. Ethiopian National Defense Force members, some Tigray fighters, they were accompanying the convoys. Salamti Amhara Identity Restoration Committee head Sigai Shate has confirmed that these convoys, which were which consisted of ENDF and Tigray fighters and with some loaded trucks, were stopped in Dema, and there was exchange of gunfire between Tigray fighters and Amhara Fano fighters. The local militia members, they opposed the entry and the movement of these convoys consisting of Ethiopian National Defense Force and Tigray fighters. So this Sigai, this Salamti, Amhara Identity and Border Station Committee chief says that Ethiopian National Defense Force is helping Tigray fighters. And Tigray fighters are bringing in arms from Shere to Salamti. That is why, because of these rumors, these speculations, there was exchange of gunfire. How many were killed and injured, it's not clear. No details shared, but only confirmation is that on Sunday, reportedly, in Dema, in West Salamte, there was a clash between Fano fighters and Tigray fighters. Ethiopian National Defense Force members were there too. Situation is tense on Mehoni, from Mehoni towards Alamata too. Raya is under Amhara control, but we know that Alamata Mayor, Alamata Prosperity Party officials, they have been saying that Tigray fighters are conducting training, they are trying to mobilize their fighters towards Raya. ENDF has been assuring the people, the government officials, transitional Amhara government officials in Raya, that Tigray fighters will not be allowed to enter Raya. But both sides are armed, by the way. In Volkait, militias are armed. In Raya, people are armed too. Local youth are armed. Tigray fighters are armed too. They were not completely disarmed after Pretoria deal. Still, they're armed with small weapons. And Ethiopian National Defense Force members, they are deployed on both sides. They're deployed in Raya, in Volkait, in Tigray too, in touch with all parties. So rumors going around that Ethiopian government, Ethiopian National Defense Force, they're supporting Tigray fighters. The Tigray fighters could retake Raya and Volkait. So I don't think that Tigray fighters would try to take Raya Volkait by force. Of course, it could lead to start of a new war. They'll enter Raya and Volkait if they entered with the support and help of Ethiopian National Defense Force. But Amhara region is now proposing the idea for a referendum. Just 3 to 4 days ago, Amhara government spokesperson Giza Chimolone proposed the idea of referendum. He said that border issues, identity issues should be resolved through referendum. And he said preparations are underway. But Tigray is silent. Tigray has not said a word about the referendum. Does Tigray agree with the referendum suggestion, or does it want to take back territories without any referendum held? Tigray is silent so far, but Tigray activists, one Tigray opposition party, rejected the idea of referendum. It said that the territories are part of Tigray. I think Salse Bujene issued a statement saying that there was that the idea of holding of a referendum must be rejected. These areas part of Tigray, they should return to Tigray administration. Let's see. Secondly, viewers, today we know that Tigray Orthodox Church released a statement. It is a message for media persons to cover a meeting of Tigray Orthodox Church elders on Sunday. The meeting will be held, voting will be held to appoint new bishops. A key meeting, because obviously this appointment will be rejected by the main church. Main church led by Abune Matthias is against the Menbere Selama, regional Orthodox religious structure formed by Tigray archbishops. And Tigray archbishops did not receive Abune Matthias, the patriarch, when he visited Mekelle this week. Now, reportedly, a father Orthodox church elder who arrived in Addis Ababa today to fly to Mekelle to attend this meeting, which is going to happen on Sunday, to appoint bishops, has been arrested. He arrived at Bole International Airport from Australia. His name is Sarek Birhan Wolde Samuel, reportedly. He was waiting at the airport, transit flight to Mekelle, waiting for his flight to Mekelle, but he was arrested on the airport. Security forces took him into custody. Where was he taken? Why was he arrested? It's not clear. Was he arrested because he was going to attend a meeting to appoint bishops in Tigray, and appointment will be rejected by the main church? That remains to be seen. But so far, reportedly, one Orthodox church father, Sarek Birhan, has been arrested in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. Thirdly, viewers, Gondar, kidnapping for ransom. We have been hearing about kidnapping for ransom in Oromia, that in Oromia, allegedly, Ola, other groups are abducting people. We saw a campaign in the past few days. It was claimed that several truck drivers, vehicle owners had been abducted by Ola fighters in Oromia, on Oromia-Amhara border, and that kidnapping was kidnapping for ransom. Ransom was being demanded. Then federal police issued a statement saying that false information was being spread about cases of kidnapping for ransom. Now, a case of kidnapping for ransom confirmed, but it happened in Gondar. Israeli Foreign Ministry has confirmed that one Israeli national has been kidnapped in Gondar. He arrived in Gondar a few days ago. He is in his 70s, kidnapped by unknown armed men. Now, ransom is being demanded. Israeli Foreign Ministry is in touch with Ethiopian government. Local security forces are trying to secure the release of this Israeli national in Gondar. Who kidnapped him? Some armed factions, some robbers, kidnappers, or Fano fighters. It's not clear. It would be irresponsible to just blame Fano. But it means that now what is happening in Oromia for years, kidnapping for ransom, is now starting to happen in the Amhara region as well. Jews live in Gondar, in Amhara region too, and why was he in Gondar? Was he in Gondar to meet his family, his relatives, or on some other mission? It's not clear because government has not said a word so far. Ethiopian federal government, federal police and National Defense Force should tell the people who is this Israeli national, what was he doing in Gondar. Lastly, we are Sudan. Drones are now being used by Sudanese military. Yesterday, a video was shared, a drone footage was shared from Umedurman. A drone strike was shown, it was captured on camera. A bomb was thrown on two vehicles of rapid support forces, but the vehicles could not be precisely hit. I saw the footage. The footage does not show that it was a TB2 drone. We know that Sudanese military has reportedly bought TB2 Turkish drones, which are very modern and very precise. But the drone strike which happened in Umedurman yesterday was not carried out by TB2 drones. I think trailer has been shown by Sudanese army. It will start using TB2 drones in coming days. Can RSF fighters manage to defend themselves from these TB2 drones? That is a very important question. They managed to make Sudanese Air Force's air power irrelevant. Despite the fact that the Sudanese Air Force had air power, its priority, Rapid support forces kept on expanding in urban areas of Khartoum, Bari, and Umdurman too. But now drones are being used. Drones can operate in urban areas. They can precisely hit vehicles on the ground too. So it's a challenge for rapid support forces. Can they meet the challenge? That must be. Secondly, viewers, sanctions have been imposed on 6 companies of rapid support force and Sudanese military by the UK. US imposed sanctions a few weeks ago on Sudanese warring parties. Now UK has joined. 3 RSF companies, Al Junaid, GSK Advance Company, Tradiv General Trading. Tradiv General Trading is registered in Dubai. That is why people say that RSF has links with the UAE. These 3 companies are owned by rapid support forces, and these companies are basically a conglomerate of different companies. They have investments in several sectors. Then 3 companies of Sudanese military. Sudanese Defense Industries, Sudan Master Technology, which deals in arms sales, and Zadna International Company. So 6 companies of RSF and SAF put under sanctions. So if these companies have any assets in UK, the assets will be frozen. These companies won't be able to have any transactions with British nationals. West, US getting frustrated. They tried to stop the war, especially US. It backed a mediation too. It mediated between rapid support forces for the military. Talks were held in Jeddah, but did not see any results. So they are frustrated. Now they are threatening. They have started using the tool of sanctions. They have imposed sanctions. We could see more sanctions. We could see EU join as well. So far, UK, US, and we could see EU join as well in putting sanctions on RSF and SAF owned companies in Sudan. Thank you for watching.